Hello everybody, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, January 2nd. Did you have a great New Year's? We were low-key. I'm still full from Christmas, so I barely made it through. And isn't it weird, like, there's only like 1 week, so everybody's done with Christmas. Hey, what do you want to do for New Year's? It's like, oh my gosh. So anyway, we did a low-key thing with some friends, but pretty nice New Year's. Hope you enjoyed it as well. We're into the new year. Welcome to 2024, and let's take a look at what we've got for you. We got a great show. We have the video club coming on. We're going to be talking about how you can make some family memories with those pictures and videos you have on VHS and other formats, put them in the digital world. Tom and John are going to help us out with that one. Security ride-along. I take a ride-along. It's kind of a fun little trip through the whole village. Talk about what security does, what they don't do, how they can help you, and how it can best serve our community. And then, of course, we have Dan McRitchen, and he's going to come on talking about patio remodels and kitchen remodels. It's the new year. People like to do that right after holidays, do a real freshen up of their house, and we're going to talk about what he can do for you as well. All right, let's take a look at our Stay Informed. We've got a good one for you. Guess what? We welcome back the Manor Alterations, and Manor Alterations office is located on the ground floor of the community center, and it reopens this very day with some new enhancements to better serve the needs of the folks there. Business hours are going to be Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you have some work over there, you need to have something that's done, you can call them, you can email them, or by now you can just drop by the office because it's open and ready to serve you guys. Let's take a look outside at our weather as we go over to the beach with some beautiful waves. That was not taken today, I guarantee you that, but that's a beautiful shot of the coast here. We got mostly cloudy today, and then we have some weather moving in for next Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to have some spotty, scattered showers for a little while. We're going to have temperatures mostly in the 60s, and, you know, off and on, scattered showers, rain, sunshine, that kind of thing. A little mixed bag for us here for the rest of the week, but should be a pretty good week after that rain moves on through, and our weekend should be nice as well. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset while we're at it. Hey, anybody take any great trips over the holidays? I think Debbie Dotson did. She has a great picture for us of here of the Eiffel Tower over, of course, in Paris, France. And if you'd like to say, oh, wait, first I'm going to talk about sunrise was 6:55 this morning and sunset 4:54. Now I'll mention if you'd like to send us a picture in the new year, you got some great holiday shots you took, great vacation you took over the holidays or something like that, send us those pictures just like Debbie did. Or sunrise and sunset right around here. We'll love to see them. Send them to us at Laguna Woods Village TV@gmail.com. We will put them on our sunrise and sunset segment for you. Sounds good. Hey, we've got one meeting to tell you about, and then when we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from the video club. Stay with us. Here, folks. All right, Video Club is devoted to creating and preserving memories through video. I want to welcome from the club Tom Nash and Jonathan Williams. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. Thank you.
So, when did the Video Club kind of start off? What was the genesis of the whole thing? Like, you know, back in the days of film.
Well, neither of us were there.
Okay.
At the beginning. It was quite a few years ago, and I don't know precisely how long.
I think, according to the information on the website, it was
according to the lore.
The lore, 1989.
Okay.
Started. And so we go back a ways.
We go back a ways, yeah. I think I was still in college learning video.
There you go.
Learning video and broadcast and all that stuff, and cutting on 3/4-inch tape. And
oh, yeah.
Well, he knows all that.
Well, you're the expert. You're the ex-teacher, right?
Well, I taught video production and film production actually in college for about almost 30 years.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Teach it.
Now you exit. Probably. So you know, a lot of folks these days have all these memories on their phone, or they have VHS in the closet, or they have some sort of high-8, you know, tape, or even film and that kind of thing, and they're like, how can I get all these memories onto something and put it out there so families can enjoy it, or, you know, the next generation can enjoy that?
Kind of two steps to that. The first is to preserve it, to get it in digital format. The tape will eventually get sticky and won't run through the player. So before that happens, need to transfer it. And we have that equipment in the video club, and we make it available for you to use for free. We don't offer it as a service.
Okay.
But you can come in and use the equipment and transfer it. And then once you've transferred it, you ought to edit it in some kind of usable
the next
form.
step.
You know, when I cut out the part where Grandma said that horrible thing.
So what kind of transfers can you guys do there? So people have something in their closet, they go, oh, I have that, or
Well, the two most popular are VHS
Right.
to either DVD, which is kind of slowly going away, but
Right.
not yet, or to a computer file.
okay.
So that's we have quite a few other formats, but I would say that maybe 90% of what we transfer is VHS.
It's an old
still.
VHS. Yeah, right. Right.
If you got it, bring it in, because we have all this equipment. We can transfer audio cassettes. We can transfer
Okay, terrific.
LPs. We can transfer quite a range of different source material to come up with that.
You have an 8-track? When I was a kid, we don't have the 8-tracks anymore. When I was a kid, my brothers and sisters, we'd record ourselves on 8-track. And
Yeah, I'm surprised you know about that.
I do.
format.
Well, I'm old enough, trust me. So, Jonathan, you're the new president of the Video Club.
There we are.
What will your reign include in terms of anything
my
you want
goodness.
to continue the
Well-
good stuff, bring in some more things?
One observation I made early on when they proposed I should be the new president. So wait a minute. I'd been in the club for a handful of months. At that point, about 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And you have
We tried
gentlemen
not
like
to hurt him during
we have gentlemen like Steve Carman, president for 9 years, brilliant guy. Tom Nash, who's done it all and taught others, generations of people. They have the experience. Jack Kralbuck, who does most of our filming. These guys are masters. So I'm not going to teach them a whole lot. My job is to facilitate and to help. Tell me what you need. Let me step in. I have a background in project management, and I'm looking forward to using that to keep us moving forward in a planned and constructive way.
So, like you said, first stage is getting the video, and if
Yeah.
people are going to do getting that video over there and make that happen. The next step is editing. How do you guys, do you have classes? Who teaches the classes? And Tom, you think that's your area, right?
Yes, we do indeed. I'll be teaching the class. One of the formats that we edit in and teach is Corel Video Studio. It's kind of a medium-priced.
Yeah, we got that flyer up there.
Software.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so the Corel video, and that's kind of a PC-based.
Yes, that's
one?
PC-based. We also teach editing on the Mac, although I don't. But we have those that do, and so and actually, if you have a PC, you have editing software on it. People don't necessarily realize it.
Right.
Or a Mac comes with editing software, so you can start editing really if you have either of those formats.
Terrific. Yeah, and it's kind of a little bit self-explanatory. The tutorials are probably pretty helpful too, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of tutorials on YouTube.
And Jonathan, what's it like for you? You're the new president, you've lived here in a while, but have you seen people come in and kind of create their videos and have that wow factor of I was able to do this and it wasn't as hard as I thought?
Absolutely, and that's what we're striving for. The class that I'll be teaching, along with Cheryl Martin, starting next month, in just a couple of weeks, is going to help you to discover that material, bring it in, convert it, and we'll walk you through the steps. 4 easy steps for a 4-minute video. If I can get you to do that, you can go the whole way.
There you go. Now, I think that's probably the most intimidating thing. People are just intimidated by the technology, and that's not just for video editing, for their phones, their computers, and all of the things that are out there. It all moves so fast these days, and it's I just learned something, and I have to learn something new next week, right? So is that kind of the challenge? I think you have people getting over that hump of just coming in and let's give it a try.
Right. Come in, we'll put your hands on, look, that's how it's done, and we'll do it with you. So we'll get you there.
Yeah.
Today's generation of users has it so much easier than back when we used to shoot and edit film and early video. Have to get 2 machines up to speed. Today it's darn simple.
Yeah, I think people have that idea, although editing is just this mysterious thing, but I think You know, the younger generation, they have that, they can all edit stuff right there on their phone. They're doing their TikToks and all the everything on Instagram and all those kind of things.
On your tablet, on your iPhone, on your iPad.
Yeah.
Your
so
laptop.
we had that little generational gap there. Was like the folks who never learned editing, but they also didn't do the smartphones, and so they're like, okay, what do I do with all this?
My word to you is come in and watch.
Right.
When you see it, you'll believe it.
What are some of the other classes you guys have coming up next in January? There was a big list of stuff you guys sent me, so you have, some great things.
We have a bunch of things, and we hope to add to it. So our website is absolutely phenomenal. So Lucy Parker is brilliant in doing our website. It's comprehensive. It's got all the information, all the links you need. So we really want you to go there and have a look. Tom, you're going to be doing another class, you said, in February.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of things. We have contests. We have another one. I want to take this one. Smile for the camera.
Yeah.
Sherry is marvelous. She does great interviews. She's so comfortable on camera. She's going to teach a class on how to show up and look good on camera.
There you go.
So I should have had that class before today. But
and kind of get over the nervousness and learn how to present yourself so you don't look like an idiot.
Yeah. Sherry does it so well. So if you've ever had that nervous thing, take this class. It'll be fun.
No, it's one of the most important things not to look like an idiot on television. I'm still working on that craft. I might take one of the classes with you. I can't say I've done it well every time.
We'll have you co-teach.
There we go. What's the pay?
Not so much.
Okay, no,
not so much.
I had a feeling I was going to be the answer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from the Video Club, Tom Nash and Jonathan Williams, they've got some great stuff coming up. Go to the website, take a look, get hold of these guys, take some of the classes. Great stuff. We got it up on the screen there for the Video Lab, the phone number, and the website as well. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Great to have you.
I'm a supervisor 1 here at Laguna Woods Village Security, which is basically like a field sergeant. So I'm in charge of field supervision of the other patrol units that are out in the field at this time. I've been here over 2 years. I do have prior law enforcement experience, 11 years prior law enforcement experience. With that, I was an investigator, so you know, that all that knowledge helps me in helping the residents here in Laguna Woods Village. You know, I like to be proactive here. You know, always looking for the suspicious person or always looking for things that just appear out of place. And then a lot of times too, I just love pulling up to the residents that are out walking and just chit-chatting, providing my business card, letting them know, hey, if you have any questions about anything, or feel free to contact me. The way I look at it is that, you know, I'm out here to serve and help my parents or grandparents. So, you know, the way I tell the residents is there's nothing too small for us to go out and help you with. There was a lady who asked for help or assistance. It was a call. It was assistance in just carrying a printer down to her car, you know, and I would respond to that call, and you know, she's like, oh, hey, I don't mean to bother you. Like, you're never a bother, you know. You know, what we do a lot is the security division. I mean, we're going out to assess plumbing issues, we're going out to assess structural issues, electrical issues, all these things because we're the only 24-hour department, right? So we're doing a lot of those things too outside of the security realm.
What would you say was the biggest adjustment from going to what you might say a regular police department, responding to calls, and coming here?
You just have to realize that you're not a police officer anymore. You know, we're licensed security guards or security officers through the state, but our powers are limited to that of the private person, and so you just have to understand that. You know, but with that being said, it's also very helpful because I do understand the law and I do know what my abilities are and what I'm not able to do as well.
what would you say is one of the things that people expect or ask of you that you guys just can't do? What are some of the things you go like, hey, you know what, that's not what we do. You're gonna have to call a police officer or something like that for this.
Well, a lot of times too, like we're sent out on calls and it could be an assault, it can be domestic, it could be things like that. And we get sent out and make assessments, you know, and then we'll contact, you know, the Orange County Sheriff's Department to come out if we feel like, okay, this is something that they need to come out for.
Today at School 2, they're having a flash days event.
And that's really my job as a field supervisor, is to make those determinations on the calls we're being sent on, you know, keep us safe, to keep our residents safe, and to make sure that our residents are getting the proper service, and that's, you know, for their issue.
Do you say to yourself, like, hey, today is the day where I'm gonna, like, or when you see something like, oh, we've definitely had a problem over here, I'm gonna do extra here, I'm gonna go over here, when you guys get kind of your watch list of the day, here's things we're looking out for, what are the kind of specifics that sometimes you're looking out for when you're just out here on patrol?
We do get that, so we do have what we call BOLO sheets, or be on the lookout, and a lot of it's just like transients that have security breached into the village in the past, patrol checks for particular areas that a resident may have a concern about. You know, those are the things that we're looking for. And I know for me, you know, with my prior law enforcement experience, you know, I've dealt with, you know, parolees and probationers, and, you know, within the village. And you know, we've done a lot of good work here in order to get the undesirables out.
How many calls would you say you go on a typical day, or the department as a whole goes on a typical day?
It really varies. I think for day shift, I mean, it can be, you know, as slow as maybe 20 calls, but as busy as 50, 75, okay, you know, plus.
So how vast, from your perspective, is this area that you guys patrol? All the gates, all the communities, all the everything?
I mean, it's, what, 3.5 square miles. You know, like I said, it's its own mini city, you know, and, you know, that's what makes us different. You know, the typical security person that may be working at, let's say, Bank of America or something where they're standing a post, is completely different to what we're doing. It's because we're out on active patrol. You know, we're observing and reporting, but we also have a contact element. So we observe, we contact, and then we report and make assessments to determine, you know, if the Sheriff's Department needs to get involved, fire department, things like that.
Do you guys get special assignments, security for an event, security for these kinds of things? Do you cover those as well?
We do, yeah, we do. People can request our presence at, you know, a lot of times there's like like during the summer, like a concert, different things like that, and we'll, you know, supplement with security personnel for them. We do have special assignments here as well. There is a traffic unit, and their primary function is traffic enforcement. So they'll be making traffic stops for traffic violations, from speeding, stop signs, things like that.
When you go on a typical day, what do you prepare for? What's your mindset when you go out? I know you talked about service and that kind of thing, but, you know, is there kind of a mindset of a police officer? Is it a mindset of service? Is it a mindset of what is it when you're thinking, hey, I'm going out, I'm hitting the road, let's make today happen?
I think it runs the gamut. I think that, you know, my police experience definitely does help, but in policing, I mean, we were very service-oriented as well. I mean, it was community-oriented policing. The same thing that I kind of look at here is the things that we're doing is community-oriented or resident-oriented here in the village. And, you know, my main focus is to be available to assist them, and then when I am available to have my own patrol time, is I'm looking for people that probably you know, probably shouldn't be here, and so that our residents don't become a victim of crime.
looking at your patio redone, or you need a patio or some covering or something like that, my favorite thing in the world is shade. And I love it. And Dan McEachern's here to talk to us about how we can get a little more shade into our life, get to use those backyards, right?
Yeah, right. So, well, I'm looking at this picture back here, and I did a couple of those patios on that picture.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So you're pretty hands-on
30 years
still.
ago. Yeah. You know, there's at least 2 or 3 of them up there. And that's a Garden Villa model, and we do a lot of them like that. But how I got started in this business was I needed a job that had some flexibility because of my hours and stuff. So I asked a friend of mine who installed window coverings to teach me how to do that. And so he said, okay, so he showed me how to do it. And then I was in Long Beach just walking by this store, and I saw that they sold patios, and they were in the, no, they sold mini blinds, but they were in the patio business.
Really? Okay.
And so I went in there and I said, you need an installer? And he goes, yeah. So the guy gave me a couple of jobs to install, and then he comes to me and goes, I'm leaving, going back to Hawaii. You want me to ask Maury Lycan? He was the owner of this company. Yeah. You want me to ask him if you want to take my place? And I hadn't sold anything. I was a salesman. I go, well, okay. So I get the job and selling a couple of covers. Well, first job I had to sell out here was in Laguna Woods, when it used to be called Leisure World.
Right, back in the day.
Right, and so I had these leads. I had 5 leads they gave me. And so I went out to the first one, I knock on the door, and a guy comes out, he looks like Harry Truman. He says, he goes, hey, here, come here. He points to the one next door and says, I want the same cover and the same price. Same cover, same price. I don't know if I get the price. I'm not even sure how. I really wasn't quite up on all.
You weren't quite qualified to make those quotes just yet.
So I said, okay. And just then, this lady walks out. This tall lady, and her name was Maxine Tinnins. And she says, does he want the same thing? Yeah. He goes, do you want to see the work order? I want to see the work. She hands me the invoice. And it tells me what it costs and everything right there.
She had your cheat sheet right in front of you.
Right in front of me. And I'm like, this is fantastic. So I go back over to him. I say, listen, I didn't show him. I said, hey, $750. He goes, that's right, go ahead and do it. I got that job, and I sold all 5 of those jobs that whole week. It took me back and forth. I got all 5 of those jobs. Maury Lycan comes up to me about 2 weeks. I hadn't even met the owner, and he comes to me and goes, I hear you're doing pretty good. So that's how I ended up working in Laguna Woods. But I knew Maxine Tinnins. I knew her. I worked for her.
Oh, really?
Time. She lived to be like 105.
Wow.
And I would see her over the years. She was from Great Britain. She always had a Union Jack flying out in front of her house, and that's why I always knew she was there. And I stopped by, last time I saw her was probably about 10 years ago, and I stopped by, and she was watering her lawn, and I went up there, Maxine. She turns around, I go, it's Dan. Oh, Dan, God, it's good to hear your voice. My eyesight's gone, Dan. Oh. But come on, sit down and tell me what you're up. And that's what I've done in Laguna Woods. I've had relationships with these people selling.
Right, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, you can have commercials, you can do all sorts of things, but that word of mouth of, hey, Dan does great work, Dan does this thing. Let's say, we're taking a look at some of the pictures of some of the things you have on here. We can see them probably over your shoulder a little bit, but yeah, there's some great patio stuff.
That one there, I did that for a Hawaiian couple, and I just talked to them a couple days ago. That picture,
they wanted a lanai kind of a feel.
Yeah, and now that's a cantilevered roof out there. That is a really, with all those stackable sliding doors there. It's a really great look. And that's a simple little patio cover. It's an insulated cover, but it really gives you a lot of protection and shade. Yeah.
That's terrific. And so there's another one here. Tell me a little about this one.
Well, this is another thing. This is the one I just put up about 6 months ago. And it's an insulated cover with a couple of skylight panels. And these skylight panels are only been around for about 8 or 9 months. They're clear. The other ones used to be opaque. And they look better, and they give you a little more light, but it's simple, clean, and if you ever decided to enclose this patio, you could use this roof as a room, whereas the older ones we did years ago were not insulated, so you wouldn't want to enclose those.
Okay, right.
No.
And so, like, I'm guessing patios is basically your specialty, right? You kind of do them all, and that's their focus.
But I evolved from patios into kitchens.
Okay.
And working in the house a little bit more, and that became where I was doing both patios. I always stay with the patios and total remodels. And so I continued doing that for quite a long time. And then I decided, well, I think I'm going to kind of stick with the kitchen. So that's what I wanted to do.
We got a great picture of a kitchen up here right now. We just over. So here's another nice one.
Yeah, that's Vicky and Wally and Vicky's place. That's great. Yep. Yeah. And
another one, I don't know if you have it up there, but that job there turned out, they were actually moved away to Chicago for a little while, for about 6 months. They did it while they were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're kind of expanding a little bit as far as our kitchens also, in that Decorative Woods, which is a molding company in Irvine's been there since the 60s. And I've known the owner for years, Peter, a really nice guy, and his son, Gavin, has come in and taken the place over basically, and that's where they're going to build my cabinets there. So my cabinets are going to be built in Irvine now.
Okay.
And the Decorative Woods, we're going to be kind of tied together and doing it together. And so he will supply the parts, supply the material and stuff, so we'll have them built right here.
Now, there's been such a backlog. We know about the supply chain problems. Is that much better for you in terms of finding these local guys and local resources?
And it's getting better now all over, but there is that issue of just how long. It used to be
the lead time you have.
Yeah, you were waiting 12, 15, or 3 months to get your material, where now it's a lot better, and you have more control over it. So you go in there and just get the thing. You can get it done in a few weeks as far as getting the material built up and go. The overall job takes a little longer.
So really, people don't have to worry about, oh, if I want to start, I want to have this by spring or by the holidays. They don't have to start this second, right? They have a little bit of flexibility.
And even with the association and getting your permits and stuff, that part is sped up too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that the city, because we work together, you got to go to get your permits, which will all you get permits for everything, and that is sped up too. They're working really good. So,
terrific.
But what was I going to say something else about that as far as the permits? Oh, the city, because all that whole asbestos issue we had here,
right.
That is getting contained. The city kind of controls that whole thing. So now you come in, you're able to test. That was held thing, but now you can get it tested.
It's made
quickly.
The process a little more streamlined.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Terrific.
Yeah.
All right, Dan McEachern, I'm going to put the phone number up on the screen.
Okay.
And you in that kilt. Nobody's going to forget that.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Hey,
Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome back to This Day. Let's take a quick look at our weather before we head out for the day. And we have in our forecast, we have partly cloudy skies today, but we're going to have probably some scattered showers. Now, don't hold me too close to this, weather prediction and everything. It's I'm not a forecaster, and I might have been a little hungover still from New Year's. So I want to put this one together. But we have some scattered showers moving in on Wednesday and Thursday, a little mixed bag of off and on thunderstorms and scattered showers. Then by the weekend, though, we're going to start clearing out and warming up just a little bit. And so it should be pretty nice for us on the weekend, but we've got to get through this a little bit of wet weather that's headed our way first. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. And tomorrow on the program, we're going to have Pacific Financial Planners and the Theater Guild joining us. So stay tuned for that. For all of us here at Village Television, I'm Michael Taylor. I hope you make this day a great one.